This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and hey, please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Here now is the news for Wednesday, December 10th of 2025. And we're going to start off with a story that really, that makes me die a little bit more. Brick, windowsills, and more have now been removed from Muppet Vision Theater at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The name of that theater is the Grand Arts Theater. Future reference, if I say Grand Arts Theater, that's what that is. That's what that is, okay? It's the Muppet Vision 3D theater, but it is the Grand Arts Theater. So they're dismantling this theater, piece by piece. It still makes me sad. Still really upsets me that we, that we still don't know what's going in that theater. I've been down this road many times. The fact that we don't know what's replacing Muppet Vision 3D is just ridiculous to me. It's just ridiculous to me. So if Disney doesn't want to come out and, well, they're really afraid. Disney is really afraid to come out and tell us what is replacing Muppet Vision 3D. Because once again, they know that they screwed up. They know that they screwed up. Okay, so the fact that that they won't tell us what's replacing Muppet Vision 3D. I mean, that should tell you something. Okay, but they're dismantling this theater. All the vestiges of Muppet Vision 3D are being erased. They're being erased. Disney's Typhoon Lagoon is closing on select dates this week due to cold weather. We had a lot of rain. We just got a buttload of rain. And now that cold front is moving in. And now it's going to be really chilly. It's going to be really chilly. Vacationers are going to think, what are they talking about? This feels great. To us Floridians, we're like, oh my God, this is cold. So, but that's, because it's only going to be in the 60s, the water parks have to close because it's too cold to open them. So if you are at Walt Disney World, or if you're at Universal or SeaWorld, make sure you check the app. Because I assume SeaWorld has an app. I don't know, but check, make sure you check the app. Because the apps will tell you whether or not the water parks are open, okay? Walt Disney World has filed 15 lawsuits over 2025 property taxes. This happens every year. It's really nothing new. Every year, Walt Disney World, Universal, they always file lawsuits this time of year for property taxes, so it's really nothing new. They do this every year. But we'll just have to see what pans out. Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks have been added to 2025 daytime schedule week of Christmas. Now we say daytime, but it's really nighttime, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. So the week of Christmas, they will be suspending the Happily Ever After fireworks, and in its place will be will be the Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time fireworks. So if you're at the Magic Kingdom the week of Christmas, that will be, those fireworks will be presented instead of Happily Ever After. Disney shareholders demand answers on controversial disability access changes at the Disney parks. So I'm going to stop here. I tried to avoid stories like, a story like this, because it's, this is really controversial. I, you know, I think that Disney, was their disability access service abused? Absolutely. It was absolutely abused. But there was no reason for them to just deny everybody and their mother services. And now that they've changed it where now you have to have, you basically have to have autism just to get this service. I think that that's ridiculous. I think that that's absolutely ridiculous. For someone that can't stand in a conventional line, and for Disney to for Disney to deny them disability access service, I think that that's disgusting. That is disgusting. Was the system over abused? Yes. But you are Disney. You are Disney. You are supposed to figure that stuff out. Okay? Instead of making everybody suffer, you should have figured that out. You need to figure this out. I am not surprised that there's all kinds of lawsuits going on with this, because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. If I had like my father, okay? My father has MS. He is in a wheelchair, and he's wheelchair bound, and obviously he can't, he can no longer walk. He can no longer walk. So if we were to go to the Disney disability service and get the service, and they would deny him. They would deny him because they would be like, oh, well, he can just wait in a line. That's he doesn't have autism, so he can wait in a line. I think that's outrageous. That is totally outrageous. Okay, very, very stupid. I think that Disney really should have done a better job with this. I think that that's ridiculous. Again, the system was abused. I get that, but you're the multi-billion-dollar company. You're supposed to be figuring this stuff out. All right? And don't you can't make guests suffer because you didn't figure it out. All right? So, I really hope that Disney figures this out in the future, because again, I'm not really surprised that these people are filing lawsuits against Disney for this. I'm really not surprised. Okay, so I really hope that Disney figures this out, because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So but let me know how you feel in the comments. But I really think that this is stupid. This is really, really, really asinine and totally outrageous. Totally outrageous. So, but, again, let me know how you feel. But I really think that Disney needs to figure this out. They need to figure this out. Okay? sooner rather than later, because otherwise you're going to be losing a lot of business. A lot of business. Okay? Case members marched to demand a good life for workers at Patina Group restaurants at Disney. You know, on one hand, I am glad that they're demanding better pay for these workers. On the other hand, I really don't like that idea that they're doing it in front of guests. They're doing it in front of guests. I'm all for unions and equal pay and that, but I really disagree with them doing all of this in front of other people, in front of regular guests. You can do this not in the parks or not at Disney Springs. There are other ways to do this. But but again, let me know how you feel. But I think that doing it in front of other guests is kind of ridiculous and kind of silly. But Disney Old Key West Resort refurb will change existing hotel rooms. More than expected. They are with this refurb, they're basically redoing this from the ground up. This Old Key West refurb. But let me know how you feel about the new rooms. I don't I I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel. I really don't know. So Trader Joe's is opening a new location near Walt Disney World. I don't really know where at Walt Disney World. I don't know if it's near, if it's near. I don't know where it's located. Gonna have to do some more research, but if you love Trader Joe's, there you go. You'll have a new location. Sea Base Aquarium tank at Epcot has been decorated for the holiday season. So they do this every year. They do this, they put Christmas stuff in the tanks. They put lights in there. So now you can go and enjoy that. And our last story is Walt Disney World Golf has been named 2026 Resort Course of the Year. Which is great. I haven't been on the golf courses. I've only done the mini golf. I haven't done the actual real golf. I haven't been on those courses. So but I think that's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Maybe one of these days I'll get to do it, but it's I don't golf very often, if at all. But maybe one of these days I can, I can go on, these golf courses and play a round or two of, play a round of golf. So, but there you are. There is your news. Again, if you like this video, please hit that like button. It really, really helps me here. And make sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Just a quick note. I mentioned this on Monday, but I will not be having a Friday show. I close at Publix. I work until 10, so there will be no Friday news show coming out. So just keep that in mind, and I will be back on Monday to record the news for Monday. So I will be back Monday. You guys have a great weekend. Y'all keep each other safe and healthy. And remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.